Okay, I wanted to go over some things with you today on citizenship, on fast track programs in St. Kitts. We've had a lot of questions that have come up, and so I wanted to go over this with you. I'm on the Marriott golf course today, and as you know, the real estate option has dropped down now to where it's $325,000 is the minimum to invest, and you can hold that. You have to hold the property for at least 7 years, and then you can resell it. It's resellable after 7 years. You would have to get it reapproved again. It doesn't cost anything as present right now for the actual government fees and stuff to get that done. You can do it yourself, or you can hire somebody. We also do it, so we can help you with that too. But you would be able to resell the property. That's one thing that's nice. Now, I'm going to just tell you, in case you haven't seen this, because a lot of people look at these videos and they're either forget or they've never seen this before. But I'm actually showing you right here. I'm in Half Moon Bay, which you can see up on the hilltop. The sun's kind of bright there. The ocean's right on the other side of that lake right there. All right, the houses up on this hilltop in Half Moon Bay, they don't qualify for citizenship. And the reason they don't, they're not titled property. Almost all of these are what's called deed of conveyance. Still freehold, but the government has not allowed it for resale for citizenship purposes unless it's in a citizenship zone that's been qualified for citizenship. There is let's see, 2 developments in Half Moon Bay right now that do qualify for citizenship in those areas. But I'm talking about if you just get a lot, build a house, and then you try to resell it for citizenship, it will not be approved for that, so you need to know that. We get a lot of people come down here and buy, and they don't know what they're doing when they actually buy properties. They have no conception of this, and then what happens is they end up buying a property and then want to resell it one day, and what happens is they find out it doesn't count towards citizenship, and they'll find out they can't get it approved. So this is real important that you know this when you come down and pick a property, because it's going to make a huge difference. It throws you out of the real lucrative market if you cannot resell a property for citizenship. So you need to know that. This is real important. Now, there are some properties. I'm going to walk around here and show you. We've actually got a property right now, that we can actually refer the business. It actually has no commission on the property, so we can give you a really good deal on that. We actually own this property. We would not get any commission on it. So, if you're interested, this house has around 3,100 square feet, and it's 3 bedrooms, 2.5 baths. It's in a gated community. I'm going to show you what it looks like from the actual bottom of the hill on the golf course looking up, and just show you the development it's actually in. It's actually, you can see that pink house up here at the top. It's in that development, but it's back behind that. The views are incredible up here at the top overlooking the ocean. This is in Frigate Bay again. If you get a place, as I mentioned before, in St. Kitts or Nevis, as I mentioned before, you always want to pick St. Kitts. I've gone through the reasons before. You can look at other videos on that. You got a lot more amenities here, a lot more people buy here. The cost of living is cheaper here. Food, because everything that comes through here, and then it's an extra trip to go over to Nevis. All that price is added to your cost on everything. Construction, food, everything. So you need to take that in consideration when you're actually purchasing a property. Also, there's a lot more nightlife in St. Kitts. Some people come over here and they end up spending the night, because what happens is the ferries stop about, I think, around 6 o'clock, 5 o'clock in there. So they end up staying over because there is no bridge. You have to take a ferry across. So you end up, people end up spending more time over here. There's people actually living in Nevis that work here. And that's very expensive, having to go on that ferry every single day. But that's why there's a lot more opportunity here, more businesses, more doctors, more lawyers, contractors. I can go on and on and on. You need to look at the other videos, because we have a lot of people that end up picking Nevis and then they regret it. Just so much more to do here, cheaper. I could go on and on and on. The golf, you like to golf, this golf course is so much cheaper than Four Seasons, the cost to play here. So these are some things that you need to look at. If you pick, once you decide on St. Kitts, then you want to figure out, that's the mongoose right there, if you can see it. It looks like a squirrel. They put them here back in the days to kill snakes. No snakes here on the whole island. Mongoose have killed them all. But they're pretty, man, they'll put up a fight against anything. You can see here, I've never gotten this close to one. They're usually real scraggly and then they run off real quick. But I think they're in the weasel family. They got a lot of mongoose and also monkeys here. All right, now, this is the actual development here. I'm going to kind of move back. And if you want to move here and you want to be in a quiet place, as I've told people before, you want to be where you want to be in a gated community, because if you do, your noise will be controlled quite a bit. If you get a house that's outside a gated community, I was just looking at a video here today right before I came over here on the Philippines, and they were talking about how the noise is so bad in the Philippines. Well, it's loud in the Philippines if you get outside in houses. This is why people get in gated areas. This way you can control the noise. And you go to places that's strict, like this place here, they do not allow dogs in here. You can have cats, but no dogs, because they don't want barking and all this other stuff. And you can see that house right in the middle. That's the one I'm talking about there. And so, you know, not this one, I'm sorry. It's behind, look at the wrong one. It's behind this one here up on the hilltop. Same design as that one though. Same design is designed for that one, but it's back here and it's not pink, it's a blue house. I'll walk back here where you can see it. Here's one here. This is not for sale, but and again, this one's got over 3,100 square feet. You can see the very tip of it going backwards. But the views up there really, really nice, high up, and you can look way across the ocean here and the golf course and the lake here. It's real pretty here. But this is the quietest place I think I've ever seen. Ever been. It's very, very quiet here. You can see it now at the very, it's kind of opening up now. And that one doesn't have any commission on it, okay? So that's one thing that's nice here, okay? That's if you get it direct through us. The commission would be off there. All right, now I'm getting kind of backing up where you can see more and more of it. It's behind that big house. There's another one I'm going to show you here too. That one is a standalone house. And the great thing too about that neighborhood, which is, this one's called Sunrise Hills Villas, is one thing that's nice about it. You can see it a little bit higher up, it's the one at the very top up here. One thing that's nice about it is they keep it well protected in here. You got an arm out front, and you have to have a keypad to get in. And these are some of the houses in the same neighborhood. One thing that really makes houses do real well here is if you get on the golf course that's up high and it's got real good ocean views, and especially if you've got views of the mountains of the Southeast Peninsula, which is those mountains you can see in the background here. That's behind the Marriott, way, way away you can see out here. And those views are real pronounced on those homes up in Sunrise Hills Villas, depending on where you're buying there. This one and two other ones have the best views in Sunrise Hills Villas, the one I just showed you just a minute ago. And you never get tired of the views up here. Now there's another one here. I'm going to tell you just a little bit about this before we go over there, and I'm going to try to walk real quick and tell you some more stuff while I'm doing this. Is this other one's a 2-bedroom, 2-bath. It's on the golf course. It's on a lake. It is a condominium, and that one The ones right now that are over there are selling for around $450,000 US. This one I think you could get pretty close to the citizenship limit because the guys are real motivated to sell. Depends on what you can work out, but that's a really good price because this is a gated, it's probably one of those secure places in St. Kitts, and it's gated. They got security guards there. Really, really nice. In fact, we just had one of the wealthiest people in the US that just bought over here not too long ago. There's several people that are real well-known wealthy people that bought over here. But St. Kitts, one thing that's nice about here, and I'll get to you on the condo here, there's no income tax, no capital gains tax, no estate tax, no inheritance tax. You got a property tax of 0.20% of whatever you're purchasing, with a $29,600 US exclusion before that 0.20% kicks in. So you're virtually paying almost nothing for property here on property taxes. And one thing I'll tell you too, if you come to St. Kitts, when you set up a business here, it's not just there's no income tax, but your licensing fees are the same price they were 20 years ago. They could have been the same thing 30 years ago. I don't know, I've been here 18 years. But you're looking at most licensing fees run about $180 US a year. That's all you pay. You go to Dubai, you're going to pay thousands and thousands of dollars in licensing fees, visa fees, sponsorship fees. Even if you own your own company, you still have to pay for a local company. You still have to have a local service agent, and they usually charge you several $1,000s for that. And depending on what type of business, some people may pay $100,000 a year just on the local service agent fee in Dubai, if it's a big, valuable company. Here you're looking at $185. And with no income tax, I'm gonna tell you, this kills Cayman Islands. Cayman Islands, the fees are through the roof. No comparison. One thing too, I'll mention, that's kind of neat here, is once you get citizenship here, as long as you're 62 and over, if you go in the hospital here, almost all of your medical cost is free. Dental cost at 60 years old and over at the government clinics is free. And that's in a country, again, that doesn't have any income tax, no capital gains tax, no estate tax, no inheritance tax. That's hard to beat. Even in the US, with the ridiculous taxes, some states are paying, you're paying as much as 50%. Then you got to pay your own health care cost. Here it's all free. That's the great thing about it. If you like golfing, I'm on the Marriott golf course here right now. And you could come out here 365 days a year. It's got, one thing that's neat here is the temperature only changes about 5 degrees the whole year round. The only thing that changes really is the humidity. But I don't even use AC here. Even during, like I'm from North Carolina, and North Carolina around July the 4th usually gets close to 100 degrees. We never have that here. It stays like around, right around the 80s. I don't even remember any time it's even hit 90 degrees here. It's always staying right around the 80s, 70 degrees, right in there. And you don't have this drenching rain like you do in Panama. I lived in Panama for about 4 years, and you can have torrential rainfalls and really cracking lightning. We don't have that here. There is a time that rains a little bit more than the other, and that's from about June through November, but it's not like we don't have a monsoon type thing. Rains and just clears up. The only thing I'm going to tell you here, because I like to tell everybody the positives and negatives, the only thing I would tell you that would be the negative here would be is the slowness. You're going to have to get used to that. That's the only difference that I could tell you. But that actually comes out on your side though too, because because if you get a property here, I don't know if they've caught up or not, but back years ago in the 2007, property taxes were behind with the government, like, I don't know, maybe 1 or 3 years. It was a long time. And once they finally got caught up, I mean, you could have gone back then. I don't know how far behind they are now, but if you were behind, let's say if they were behind a year or two on the property tax, they didn't ask for the extra amount. They just would bill you from the time they got caught up. So it works with you. That slowness can actually help you. So there's a lot of advantages to it, believe it or not. And so a lot of people wonder, how in the heck can they raise money in a place with no income tax, no capital gains tax, no estate tax, no inheritance tax, almost no property tax? How are they able to do this? Well, one thing is they've got a real small military here, and St. Kitts is never in wars. They don't have a mandatory draft here either. That's another thing. And this is the smallest country in the Western Hemisphere. Smaller countries are more nimble. They can utilize their finances so much. And so this is one of the things that the advantages when it's small and nimble like this, you can do a lot more with your finances. Now, you know, Trump's trying to go in and streamline all this wasteful spend in the U.S. You see what kind of fight he's having to go through with all these liberals that like to spend money through the roof and pay for salaries when they don't even need it. That's just dumb thinking. But that's the type of mindset you got in the U.S. I mean, Trump only won the elections by 1 percentage point. And if you look at that, he got, I think, 49%. Kamala Harris got 48%. With the bad job the prior administration did, he still only beat him by 1%. So you can see how most people in the U.S., believe it or not on this last election, but most of the time they vote liberal. You got to remember, Trump threw out the freebies and the handouts on the no tax on tips, no tax on overtime, and no tax on Social Security, and just waiting for that to go through. But when he leaves office, I got a feeling, and he's trying to cut out the income tax, but you're not going to do it in the U.S. because as soon as they come out with a tariff, the liberals are going to come back and say, hey, he just raised your taxes with a tariff. And it's going to be just bounced right back to the income tax again. And the taxes, even with Trump, is in the 30-something percentile, in the high 30-something percentile on the high bracket. Now, here it's 0. And what I would advise a person to do is get a passport. That way it gives you the option, if you want to come here, due to the fact they don't have an income tax, U.S. has got what's called a foreign overseas exclusion, where you can actually take the first $130,000 for husband, $130,000 for wife, if they both have income up to that limit, and you can actually get that income tax free. It's a deduction, and it's the foreign overseas exclusion, and there are other deductions you can take on top of that. And there are also ways, now that's on actually earned income, not investment income, but there are ways you can convert investment income to earned income and still get that down lower. If you want to get unlimited amounts of money, if you're making millions and millions of dollars a year and you want to get to 0, and you can do that business from anywhere, you're crazy not to come here. I mean, you can literally get it to 0. But if you're a U.S. citizen or U.S. resident, if you're getting millions of dollars a year in income, you're going to have to relinquish to get it to 0. There's no way you can, very, very difficult legally, unless you relinquish. That's the best way to do it. Now, there are other advantages coming here. If you like a lot of water sports, outdoor sports for your kids, you're looking at, you can play tennis, golf all year round, sailing, snorkeling, you go swimming all year round here. All these outdoor activities that, you know, people take for granted here, but when you have that in places that's cold a lot of the year, like right now, it's near the end of February 2025, and I mean, it's in the 80s out here now, but the humidity is almost, gosh, real low. I don't know how low it is, but it's real low. But the weather is just so nice here all the time. And you're close if you want to go back to the States or to Canada. There are direct flights that will get back to the eastern part, like Atlanta, Miami, New York, North Carolina, places like in Toronto. And you can get back in 3 or 4 hours. They're direct flights. That's the great thing about here. You can literally get back in no time. Now this, I'm coming up on the one, remember the condo I was telling you about? I think you might be able to get it close to the $325,000 limit. This is nice for 2-bedroom, 2-bath, and it's in a gated area. You don't even need a car here if you're here, because they've got a grocery store right here. I'm just going to kind of walk around here. You got a grocery store here. There's an Indian cuisine, Central Pharmacy. You got a motorcycle place here, motor scooter. There are some places that are empty here also. If you got a business, you want to come and set up your own company here. And then you've got a Rams grocery store down here. And there's some more empty offices they just finished that you can put your office in here. Now I'm going to walk over here and then kind of walk through here and then show you what it looks like from the outside. This particular unit is actually on the lake, and it's got a real good view of the lake up high. They got a real good gym here, nice gym. They've got 2 nice pools, real nice bar outside, and you're right around everything because you're right here in Frigate Bay. And you don't even, I wouldn't even use a car if you're coming down here, because they got a taxi right across the street from where I just came. But this is it right here. And you can see there's a chicken place there. I'm just going to walk the front desk. What you can do too, folks, you can do us a big favor. We don't monetize our channel. If you can hit the subscribe button right on your screen, you get new videos automatically as they come out. And do us a big favor. If you like our videos, give us a thumbs up. And it'll help on the algorithm of our channel and get this video out to more people. And this is the gym here. They got a nice gymnasium. Nice bar here. Now you get a lot of vet students, and there's 2 medical schools here. And by having that type of, in fact, they've got contracts with those schools. It's very easy to rent. That's the great thing about this. Very easy to rent the place out. And I'll just kind of walk over here. Nice pools here. And they've got good contractors here. That's the key, because there's a lot of bad contractors here, and the contractors here are very good. They've got some real nice villas. You can see them in the background there. These are like big villas on the ocean, on the lake and the golf course. Now again, this one is priced around $450,000 US. And again, the limit is $325,000 now to get citizenship. So you have to decide, do you want to buy something that's smaller but more, and one thing, as I mentioned to you before here, the security is very, very good, and that's what you need. And again, the Ross Vet School and the 2 medical schools really help in the, just going to peek in here real quick. There must be a lot there. I don't know if you can see through or not. And there's a key you have to get in there. Anyway, folks, if you want to know more on this, again, go to our website, www.citizenshipquickly.com. If you want to legally get your income taxes to zero, how to get a second passport as quick as 4 to 8 months. And again, St. Kitts has got more visa-free countries than any of the fast-track programs in the Caribbean. And it's the only country other than Antigua that doesn't have an income tax in the fast-track programs. Another thing too that's nice about here that Antigua doesn't have, if you set up a local company here, they don't require the owner of the business. They do if you have employees, but not for the owner of the business to file Social Security. Now, you can still live here and have an offshore corporation, and that's no problem at all. You can do that. And not have any of your employees to pay Social Security if they don't live here in St. Kitts. They're outside of St. Kitts. But Antigua requires the owner to pay Social Security if you have a local company there. You don't have to have that here, at least right now. And they give that option to you if you want to do that. Go to our website again, www.citizenshipquickly.com if you want more help. And I would like to hear from you. If you got a question or comment, put it below. And again, don't forget to hit the subscribe button right on your screen. You get new videos automatically as they come out. And give us a thumbs up if you like the video, and I look forward to talking to you in the next video. Take care.